Hello students, today we are going to discuss a topic of the genetics known as the dihybrid cross. In my previous video you have studied about the monohybrid cross, in which you have studied the inheritance of the single pair of allele. That is, you have studied the inheritance of single pair of allele. Say for the single pair of allele was capital T small t. Okay, but here the case is different. As the name is indicating, di means two, means here we will be studying the inheritance of two pairs of alleles. Like this, we will be studying the inheritance of two pairs of alleles, say for capital R, capital Y, and small r, small y, small y. So here we can say that we are studying two characters. We are studying two characters. In monohybrid cross, we have studied one character at a time. Here we are studying two characters at a time. Or we can also say that we are studying two pairs of the contrasting characters at a time. Like for example, I have taken two characters because I am discussing about what? The dihybrid cross. So I have taken two characters, seed shape and the seed color. But these two characters have two pairs of the contrasting character. As we know very well, a contrasting character is having the dominant and the recessive one. Okay, so the character is seed shape. So it will be having a contrasting trait, round and wrinkled. Round is the dominant one, wrinkled is the recessive one. Okay, let's talk about the another character, that is known as the seed color. In the seed color, the contrasting pair of the trait is the yellow and the green. Yellow is dominant and green is recessive. Okay, now round is denoted by capital R, wrinkled is denoted by small r, yellow is denoted by capital Y, and green is denoted by small y. Now have a look at how we cross a dihybrid. Now see here, I will be taking here two pairs of contrasting traits. Okay, capital R, capital Y, and small r, small y, small y. I have taken two characters here. One was known as the seed shape and the another was known as the seed color. Okay, now this is round and yellow seed. Okay, and this is what? The wrinkled and green seed. This is the parental generation. As we know very well that we denote the parental generation as P generation. You can also call it as that these are parents, or we can say that this is the parental generation. From the parental generation we make the gametes. The gametes formed by capital R, capital Y will be capital R and capital Y. Okay, and the gametes which will be formed by small y, small y allele will be small r and small y. Okay, to get the F1 generation, what we do? We cross this gametes, okay, to get the F1 generation. Then we will be getting the F1 generation. F1 generation is what? Filial generation. F1 generation is what? The filial generation. Now crossing this we get capital R, capital Y, small y. Okay, this is F1 generation. But you know very well that in F1 generation the dominancy is followed and the dominant allele will be expressed. Okay, so this is dominant over this one, so we will be calling it as round, and this is dominant over this one, so we will be calling it as what? Round yellow. So all the offsprings in the F1 generation will be having the round yellow seeds. Okay, now to get the F2 generation, what we do? To get the F2 generation, we are selfing the F1 generation. The F1 generation. Selfing means we are interbreeding the F1 generation. So the capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, capital Y, small y is crossed with capital R, capital Y, small y. This process is called as what? The selfing. Now what we do? To get the F2 generation, we are selfing. Now F2 generation is what? Second filial generation. And how many gametes will be formed here? Okay, so by capital R, capital Y, small y genotype, 4 gametes will be formed like this. Capital R, capital Y, this with this, then this with this, capital R, small y, then this with this, small r, capital Y, and then this with this, small r, small y. Okay, we'll be making a checkerboard. Checkerboard is also called as the Punnett square. Okay, so we'll be making a Punnett square or a checkerboard. I have written the gametes here. Okay, capital R, capital Y, small y. Genotype will form how many gametes? 4 gametes. And because we have self the F1 generation, so here also there will be 4 gametes formed: capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, and small r, small y. The same gametes. Here also the same type of the gametes are formed. And we write the male gametes on this side and the female gametes on this side. Okay, and you can see that a checkerboard is formed of 16 boxes. A checkerboard is formed of 16 boxes. Now see here, I made a checkerboard and now I am crossing it. Now cross this with this, capital R, capital R, capital Y, this with this, capital R, capital Y, small y, this with this, capital R, capital Y, this with this, capital R, capital Y, small y. Again the second one, this with this, capital R, capital Y, small y, this with this, capital R, small y, this with this, capital R, capital Y, small y, and this with this, capital R, small y, small y. Okay, and so on. I am crossing this thing, so on. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small y, this with this, small r, capital Y, this with this, small r, capital Y, small y. Okay, and this with this. Okay, in the same way what I have did it. Okay, so this is our checkerboard. Okay, so this is representing what? The F2 generation of a dihybrid cross. Now, as we have done in the monohybrid cross, here also by viewing the F2 generation, we will be calculating the dihybrid phenotypic ratio and the dihybrid genotypic ratio also. But before calculating the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio, we'll be naming this one. Okay, we'll be naming the individuals produced in the F2 generation. Say for this is what? Round and yellow. These are round and yellow. These are also what? Round and yellow. Round and yellow. Right? Because dominance is followed. This is dominant over this one. Now this is dominant over this one, and this is also round yellow. Okay, they are also round yellow because this is dominant over this one, this is dominant over this one. So again, round and yellow. Look over this one, this is dominant over this one. So round and yellow. This is dominant over this one, so it is round and it is already dominant, round and yellow. This is dominant over this one, this is dominant over this one, round and yellow. Okay, now see this one, round and yellow. Again round, yellow. You can U over this one also, round and yellow. But you can view this one, that this is round and this is what? Green, because we have taken small y for what? Green seed, green. This is also round and green, round and green. This one round and green. Okay, view over this one, small r we have taken for wrinkled, and capital Y is for yellow. So I will be writing wrinkled yellow. Small r is for wrinkled and capital Y, small y is for yellow, wrinkled yellow. Now again this one, wrinkled yellow, and this is wrinkled green. Okay, so I have given the name to the following genotypes. Now by viewing this F2 generation, we can calculate the dihybrid phenotypic ratio. Dihybrid phenotypic ratio, what the Mendel have calculated. Okay, dihybrid phenotypic ratio. As you know very well that phenotype is the external makeup of an organism and genotype is the genetic makeup of an organism. Okay, so what is the phenotype here? You can see that how many round yellows are there. You have to calculate how many round yellow are there. Okay, so you can see that total altogether 9 round yellow are visible. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. All these are what? That is the round yellow. So from outside only it is visible that there are now 9 round yellow. So 9 are what? Round yellow. I am writing here round yellow are how many in number? That is they are 9 in number. Okay. Now see the another one. How many round greens are there? So you can see here, this is one round green, this is one round green, this is another round green, and this is another round green. In the full checkerboard you can see that there are only 3 round green individuals. Okay, so this is 3 round green. We have got 3 round green, and see that how many wrinkled yellows are there. So this is 1, 2 and 3. In the entire checkerboard you can see that there are 3 wrinkled yellow. So I will be writing here 3 wrinkled yellow. Okay, 3 wrinkled yellow. And how many are there which are wrinkled green? So wrinkled green is only 1. So I will be writing 1. So I got the dihybrid phenotypic ratio in F2 generation to be 9:3:3:1. Means 9 are round yellow, 3 are round green, 3 are wrinkled yellow, and 1 is what? The wrinkled green. Okay, wrinkled green. But what you have to notice here is that see the parents. In parents I have taken the round yellow seeds and I have taken the wrinkled green seeds. Okay, in the dihybrid phenotypic ratio I have got round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow and wrinkled green. It means what? I have got 9 combinations of red, that is round yellow, and these are what? These are parental combinations. These are parental combinations. Okay, because I have taken a round yellow as in parent, so I have got 9 round yellows which denote that I have got the parental combinations. See here, this one, that is wrinkled green. I have taken wrinkled green as a parent also. So this is also what? The parental. These are also what? Parental combinations. These are what? Parental combinations. But what the thing important you have to view here is that I have not taken round green. I have taken round yellow. I have not taken round green. But then also in the F2 generation I have got round green, and I have not taken wrinkled yellow. Right, I have not taken wrinkled yellow. In the parents I have taken wrinkled green, but yet in the F2 generation I have got the wrinkled yellow. What does it suggest? It suggests that these are the round green and the wrinkled yellow are the recombinations. Okay, they are the recombinations, or I can say they are the new combinations. They are the new combinations. Okay, so always you can see here that in a dihybrid phenotypic ratio parental combinations are also produced and recombinations are also produced. But you can see that out of the 16 members of the F2 generation, out of the 16, 10 are having parental combinations and 6 are having the recombinations. So parental combinations are always more in number and recombinants are less in number. Okay, now let's have a look on the dihybrid genotypic ratio. Dihybrid genotypic ratio. How we will be calculating the dihybrid genotypic ratio? So to calculate the genotypic ratio, we have to watch each and every box of the checkerboard. Okay, in F2 generation. Why? Because we know very well to calculate the genotype we have to know the genetic makeup of an organism. See the first one, that it is having capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Now in the entire checkerboard you can see that we are not having any genotype other than this, which is having the capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. So I have written here 1. Okay, and to avoid confusion I am cutting this box so that we can know that we have already studied this one. Okay, now see the another one. You have to see in this entire checkerboard that how many of the genotypes are capital R, capital Y and small y. So see here, watch this one. capital R, capital Y, small y, and I have also here the same genotype, capital R, capital Y, small y. So there are two genotypes, okay, like this, capital R, capital Y, small y. So I have written 2 here. Now view the another one. Now you see that how many of them are having the genotype capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So in the entire checkerboard you can see that there are 2 type of the combinations of the same type. One is this one and another is this one. So I will be writing here 2. Okay, now see here, capital R, small y, small y. In the entire checkerboard only one combination is of such type, no other combination is of such type having the genotype capital R, small y, small y. So I have written here what one is known as what. Now the capital R, small y, small y. So I have written 1. Okay, now see how many of them are, I have cutted this one, how many of them are having the genotype capital R, capital Y, small y. So there are 4 combinations. See here, there are 4 combinations which are having capital R, capital Y, small y combination. So I have written here 4. Okay, now watch this one. How many of the combinations are having capital R, capital R, small y, small y? So there are 2 combinations. This is one, this is another one. Okay, so I have written 2. Now see, small r, capital Y, only one combination is there. So I have written that is 1. Now see, 2 small r, 1 capital Y, 1 small y. 2 small r, 1 capital Y, 1 small y. So there are 2 combinations. So I have written 2. And you can see that in the entire checkerboard there is only one combination which is having the genotype small r, small y, small y. So I have written the 1. Okay, so like this I have got the dihybrid genotypic ratio. I can rearrange this. Okay, I can rearrange this. You can write like this also: 1:2, 2:2, 2:2, 4:2, 1:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:1. Okay, now see, 1:2. I have rearranged. You can write like this also. You can write this also. Okay, 1:2, 2:2, 2:2, 4:2, 1:2, 2:1, 2:2, 1. Okay, so this is the dihybrid genotypic ratio what we have got in the F2 generation. Got it? Now this is an orthodox method. This is an orthodox method. This is a traditional method to know the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio. But there is a simple method. And by using that simple method, by using a small formula, we can just calculate the dihybrid phenotypic ratio and the dihybrid genotypic ratio. This is traditional method which is a little bit time consuming, but by the formula method we can calculate the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio within couple of minutes only. Okay, so let's have a look that how we will be getting the 9:3:1 ratio, and how we will be getting the genotypic ratio 1:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. So see here, if we want to calculate the phenotypic ratio, of a dihybrid cross, so we'll be using a formula that is 3:1 raised to the power 2. Why we have taken this power? Because we are studying about what? The dihybrid cross. Actual formula is like this type: 3:1 raised to the power of n. But as we are studying the dihybrid cross, so we will be putting the power 2 in place of what? N. So how will be calculating? 3:1 into 3:1. Okay, because the power is 2. Now we have to multiply this number with both these number, and we have to multiply this with both these number. So see here, 3 3 ja 9 and 3 1 ja 3. Now we have to multiply this number with these two numbers. 1 3 ja 3, 1 1 ja 1. Okay, so we have got the dihybrid cross phenotypic ratio by using this formula 3:1 raised to the power of 2. And this genotypic ratio can also be calculated. So this is what the genotypic ratio. We can calculate the genotype ratio also. How we will be calculating the genotype ratio? But this time we will be using the formula 1:2:1, okay, to the power of n. Now, as we are talking about the dihybrid cross, so we are studying the inheritance of two pairs of the contrasting traits, or we are studying two characters. So what we will be doing, 1:2:1, and we'll be putting the power 2. So now what will happen? 1:2:1 into 1:2:1. We have multiplied this. Now multiply this with these three numbers, multiply this with these three numbers, multiply this with these three numbers. So you will be getting this ratio. Okay, see here, 1 1 ja 1, 1 2 ja 2, 1 1 ja 1. Okay, I have multiplied this with these three numbers. Now multiply this 2 with these three numbers. Okay, 2 1 ja 2, 2 2 ja 4. Okay, and 2 1 ja 2. Again, multiply this with these three numbers. 1 1 ja 1, 1 2 ja 2, 1 1 ja 1. Okay, so again I have get what? This type of the ratio. So this is what the genotypic ratio. You can write it, you can rearrange this one, है ना? You can write in any way, right? This type, like this type, or this type. You can rearrange also like this type. 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. Okay, 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. Okay, if you are not remembering, then you can learn like this type. You can mug up this thing, 12 24 12 12 1, like this type also you can learn 12 24 12 12 1. You can remember this thing. Okay, so this was the traditional method. This was the traditional method which was used earlier, right? But if you want to save the time, then you can calculate the phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1 by using the formula 3:1 raised to the power of 2. And you can also calculate the genotypic ratio by using the formula 1:2:1 raised to the power of 2. By both the methods we can get the same ratios by using the traditional method and by using the formula based method, by using the traditional method and by using the formula based method. Okay, so students, this was the dihybrid phenotypic ratio and dihybrid genotypic ratio. It's very important for the examination purpose. You must know. Keep watching. In the next video I will be discussing about the trihybrid cross. Thanks a lot. If you have liked this video, subscribe my channel and also like and share this video. Thanks a lot.